What's up, everybody? 'Tis I, Photo Dave. You're watching the Monday Night Toypixx live stream where we talk about all the figures that went up in the past week that are going to look great under your lights and in front of your lenses. Now, many of the figures tonight we've talked about in the past, or they've been up online in different venues and all that stuff. So we'll see where the conversation takes us. I know that I got some fun news tonight, like I got back and something shipped from BBTS that I'm really stoked about. But yeah, we'll get into all that later. So for those of you catching on the replay crew, well, hey, tell me what went up in the past week that you think you're going to love taking photos of. And now, with all that said, I do want to bring up something here. I wasn't even thinking before I did this. So, and I'm sucking on a mint because I'm highly professional. I would like to show off. I'm not really showing off anything. I am presenting for your viewing pleasure this month's Patreon photo contest theme. So this month's theme is action. If you're in the grande tier or above, you can get in there and take shots, do all the things, take all the photos. You submit your entries to toypixx@gmail.com. Now, the grande tier is the $5 tier, so $5 and above. And if you're part of that tier, just do it. Take pictures. That's what we're here for. And I know there's several of you that aren't taking the pictures, and you can do it. Do it. Take the pictures. Get in on the contest. Let's have some fun. And for those of you who aren't yet on the Patreon, you're welcome to subscribe, play the game, and if you don't enjoy it, or you don't get picked and you get ticked or whatever the rationale, you can just jump in, spend the money to play this month, and get out if you're not finding value with everything else that goes up on the Patreon page. So that is this here spiel. So look for this picture on the Toypixx Patreon page, and you'll have all the rules, all the details, all the things right there in the description of this picture. This month's winner, by the way, will receive a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive M. Bison Player 2 version, the teal guy. So that's all I've really got to say about that. Let's see what's going on with the chat, because you guys are crazy, and I like it. All right. Must push buttons. Greetings and toytation, Sci-Fi George. Thank you for stopping in, sir. Much appreciated, as always. Uh-oh. We have a BTW. I just got the white outfit Pandora. I like it better than the black because the red, let's see, and white pops more. Or the red on white pops more. It looks like something she wears on special missions. The black looks like an everyday one. You know what? I never thought of that, but Pandora, yeah, I was just thinking, so when she's wearing black, it's more like everyday type stuff, so spy type stuff. But when you look at Pandora, and when you know a little bit about Pandora, you're starting to think, she's probably not very subtle. So the special mission with the white and red, that could be cool. And it's a white. I'm trying to remember. I know I've seen it. We might have to go find a picture of it again. Hola, Mr. Spencer. Thank you for stopping in, sir. Good to see you as always. Star, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping in. Woo, everybody having the fun. All right. What do we have here? BBTS has an upcoming con-exclusive pre-order of Declan Van Helsing without his scar, dressed as a phantom trooper with a different extra head. They do, and I completely forgot to put that up in this week's newsletter. So we'll find that, since I'm probably going to go to BBTS to talk about most of this stuff anyway. I can't believe I forgot to throw that up there. That Van Helsing looks awesome. And he comes with everything. Let's see, Kavlam Ed, thank you for stopping in, man. It's been a bit. Well, it's been a bit. I'm not sure I've seen you on here before. So much appreciated. I just got a shipping notification from Toku Collectibles for SHF Wolvie. Nice. I'm hyper impatient for a Kamen Rider pre-order because it got revealed on pre-orders and Bandai has been teasing all month. No, I hate when they do that. You're just like, come on, just show me the thing. Show me the thing. Stop stringing us along. We need to see stuff. Thanks for stopping in, man. It's much appreciated. Alrighty. So now that you've already broken that wide open, Sci-Fi George, why don't I head that way right now? I'm a little irritated at myself for not even thinking about that. Let's see. Don't worry. We will be clicking and coming. Wait, I think I just typed Monster Forcer. I don't know what that means. Van Helsing. All right, let's see. Whoa. He may have already... All right, wait a sec. I'm sure I can find him. All right, hold on. Let me share this page because, yeah. I wonder if they just teased him and he's not up for pre-order yet. Hold on. You can see where I'm at. You can see I'm looking here. Operation Monster Force. Let's try new and popular. See if that does it. You know what? I saw that maybe it was a teaser. Look at that. They've got shirts. I didn't know that. Maybe it was a teaser and the pre-order's not up yet. That would explain why I missed it, but I did see the image. Well, shoot. I lose. But hey, I don't lose because you guys are here. Let's have some fun. Star, all I've been thinking about lately is if Jada is going to do some of the secondary characters from Edge Runners like Norris, Count Orlok, Tiger Claws Bikers, or Max Tack Agents. Can't wait. Man, I wonder how deep. I wonder if Jada could be kind of like NECA, where NECA goes super deep on the licenses they have. I wonder. I do. Huh. Yeah. I mean, Jada would need to come up with repaints for a lot of the Edge Runner stuff. I wonder. I'm kind of with you, Star. I wonder just how deep they'll go. Obviously, they'll go as deep as they can with Street Fighter 2 and Mega Man, but I don't know about the other stuff. I've been saying that Christmas or saving that Christmas money all for this damn Kamen Rider Durandal. Durandal. Oh man, did I miss it? I might have posted about him and know nothing about Kamen Rider, so we'll see what we've got. Edwin, thank you for stopping in, man. I appreciate it. I'm not sure I've seen your name on here either, so thanks. And you're correct, Monster Force is a great line. I still need to get, let's see, I've got to get the heavy weapons Sleepwalker and the 2 vampire figures. But I've got the others, and I love the detail on them. They're amazing figures. Star, I'm thinking that the new 3-0 2007 Transformers are going to be a while. Thankfully. You know, that's true. Usually, I think 3-0, they announced the MDLX Transformers 1 figures about the time the movie came out, which was what? Was it September or so? September, October, somewhere in there? And then they're not coming out till May or June of this year. So you've got a bit of time. You're good, in theory. I have the Declan Van Helsing, and he's awesome. That was one of the guys that shows up in the chat most of the time is Tragic Hero, and he sent me that Declan Van Helsing. Said, no, you got to give one of these a try, and that was all it took. That Declan Van Helsing is amazing. Let's see. All I know is when the Jada Scooby stuff goes up for pre-order, it is on site in a heartbeat. Least Shaggy and Scoob. Man, I'm sick with the Jada stuff. I'm gonna, and I mean sick with it as in I need all the Jada. So yeah, it doesn't matter. They could release Scooby or like Shaggy in his red shirt. Here's how much I'm digging Jada stuff. I would buy a Scrappy Doo. That's how much I'm into what Jada's doing. Like genuinely, they don't have any licenses that I feel like I need for my collection. They just make incredible figures. So the Jada army grows. By the way, guys, and I'll get to you in a sec, Mr. Spencer, but if you didn't see, Amazon has Dalsim right now, the Jada Dalsim for, I think he's going for about $21. So if you don't have Dalsim yet, you can get them a little bit below retail, and that's pretty good. I understand that that's a pretty killer figure. All right, Mr. Spencer, I'm a bad collector. I haven't been looking at all the new stuff. I have a dozen figures still to open. That's awesome though. That's kind of like Christmas Part 2 because now you get to open 12 figures. That's awesome. I don't have a problem with that at all. Star, I can't afford to be window shopping this stuff with my Edge Runners, SHF Lord of the Rings, and 30 TFs. I'm financially tapped. That's okay. That's okay. I'm not sure we'll be window shopping a whole lot of stuff that you'd be into because, frankly, no SHF Star Wars stuff has been announced that I'm aware of. Whew. Party time, PARTY, because I gotta. Why don't I know that one? All right, Spaded One, help me out. Help me out. Where's that? All right. See, Falcon and Quarrel for G.I. Joe Classified. Oh, yeah, I think they're kind of, I think they, yeah, sorry. They're not crazy pricey right now either. Let's see, I picked that up too. It was on a huge sale. Yep. All right, what do we got? Edwin Jada Toys has set the bar for excellent figures in an affordable price. That is, I think that's what it is for all of us. We're like, these things are amazing, and they're 25 bucks. What's going on, Kyrus? Thank you for stopping in, man. Let's see. What do we have, Star? Isn't the next toy fair coming up pretty soon? Please, Jada, what's next? We talked, let's see, somebody else asked. I believe it's in March. Hang on. I'll check real quick. Toy Fair 2025. New York. Give me the dates. Come on, yo. Yeah, Saturday, March 1st through Tuesday, March 4th. So we've got about a month and a half to go. Little over. All right. Definitely. Yeah, that was a good deal. This is for that Jada comment about going deep. I'd love that they did Seth and Bass for Mega Man or even Sigma from X. Jada is just so goated. Also, Kamen Rider Durandal is a dude based off of like Ocean Life, themed off an orca, and has a sword that turns from a sword to a trident that can freeze time in show. The form is so raw. Man, you know what? I don't know anything about Kamen Rider except whenever SHF shows off a Kamen Rider figure, I'm just sitting there in awe. All their Kamen Rider stuff looks amazing. So yeah, I'm sure I will come across that Durandal. Let's see. That's all I got. All right. Sorry, Long. No, you're okay, man. Don't even worry about it. We're good. We have a nice, intimate crowd most of the time, so I can usually get to all of them. All right. So let's get out of here. Speaking of some of that SHF goodness, they had a few figures to show off. You know what I'm going to need to do here? S.H. Figure Arts. And there we go. We will go new and popular. And we first came up with this dude. And I don't know, is it FaZe? Is it FaZe? I don't know. I don't know things. But just like we were talking about earlier, I know that when I see a Kamen Rider figure, I just think, wow, they crush these things. They always look amazing. So I don't know, again, I know nothing, but I do know that if I were to get into a line, if I decided, so like I said earlier, Jada doesn't have any licenses that I love. However, if they did Looney Tunes, I would go insane. I brought that up in the past quite a bit as well, but seriously, Jada, Looney Tunes. But if I were to go on the pricier side with a line that I just think looks awesome, it would be Kamen Rider. Because again, I know nothing, but I know that these are amazing looking figures. Like the details are crazy. And somebody tried explaining to me one time why it was that they go so deep and do such a great job with Kamen Rider figures, and I don't remember what it was. But yeah, this is amazing. He's going to have all the things. It's SHF, so you know he's going to have all the hands. What figure do you guys know that comes with a flip phone? Just that alone. Like, you got a 90s figure, you're going to have to get it just so you can use this flip phone with the character. Even if you know nothing about Kamen Rider, no Dave, don't talk yourself into getting this figure. All right. Sci-fi. Certain GameStops are having 70 to 90% off on clearance items throughout their store on everything except video games and consoles. Action figures, apparel are up for grabs. Wow, that's a lot of percent off. That's a lot of percent off. I swear, it's English. I don't know if that's good for GameStop or not. Like, did they over order, or is that more let's clearance out everything so we can make some money before we close up shop? Let's see. FaZe has been out for a while, and this is a reissue. Oh, okay, got it. The Seihos crush the designs. Shinkochu Seihos, right? I've heard the Amazing say the word a lot, and I always get thrown. Kamen Rider and Japanese Sentai in general have so many cool designs. It's true. It's true. When they come out with the stuff that Power Rangers is based off of, I see that stuff and I'm just going, wow. Star, the older I get, the more I sympathize and identify with simpler 5-point figs. My articulation isn't great either. I can't move or turn like I used to either. It hurts. Amazing Yamaguchi, I am not. Yeah, I know. A lot of people have trouble as we get older with the whole movement and the whole quick ninja type moves and all that good stuff. And sometimes bending is more difficult than it should be. I'm fortunate. I got to a point where I'm like, okay, I gotta try and stay strong and flexible and all that stuff. So I'm okay with all that, but a lot of people I know already are kind of like, yeah, man, there's no moving anymore. I'm like, no. Sci-Fi George, Silver Knight Troop Builder, and the first 10 years of Mythic Legions book is up for pre-order, 30 and 40 respectively. How did I? Okay, Sci-Fi George, here's where I just have a total blind spot, because I even knew about that Troop Builder and I knew about the book. Although, in fairness, I knew about the Troop Builder before I watched Robo, but I didn't know about the book until I watched Robo. How did I not put up that Troop Builder? Ladies and gentlemen, let's go there real quick. I want to bring that up because I don't want to forget it. And the further I go here, the further I might be like, we're just going to forget things. You know how it goes? Okay. There we go. Pre-order is open. And this is, oh my God, there's a multi-pack. Hang on, we're going to click the multi-pack. I mean, it'll be the same figure, but I've got to click the multi-pack now. Here we go. Woo, big head me. Here is that Silver Knight Legion Builder 2. Now, from what I understand, his articulation is very much like the Valiant Knight. So if anybody is into Mythic Legions and has that figure, then you're looking at something here that is a little more articulated, I guess, than the original. from what I understand of these are characters that were released in the first however many years of Mythic Legions, maybe even the first 10. I don't know. Or maybe this was one of the very first figures they released. And now they're going back and they're redoing a lot of those figures with their updated articulation. So here we go. A pre-order for a 12-pack. You can also get a single figure. You don't have to get a 12-pack, but I saw that and I thought, oh, now I have to see this. 12-pack Silver Knight Legion Builder 2. So that is, I have no, okay, that's the back of his head. I saw that and I'm like, why does he have a rooster face? But, you know, that's just me not noticing things. That is an angry looking knight. Do not mess with that guy. I do like that they're adding all this articulation. I still haven't ordered Leodicius and the Serpentshire Royal Guard and some of the others that I want to add into the collection, but I will. I will end up getting some of that stuff just because I've never messed with a Mythic Legions figure before. But yeah, this is pretty cool, I have to say. So I figured I'd better show that off to people. Let's see, FaZe, the show is from 2004, if I recall correctly. But yeah, all right. I appreciate that, man. Star, still curious about whether or not Four Horsemen are going to introduce the improved articulation into Cosmic Legions. I might have to take another look. That's what I need. Another expense. You know what? I forgot all about that as I was showing the Mythic Legion here, Star. But you're right. And you know, come on. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. You know what's going to happen. Hopefully they can hold off a little while for you. And here's something else, you know, that it won't release for, like, I think at least according to what Brick was saying, it's not going to release for another 1.5 or 2 years after the pre-orders go up. So you will have time, which is good. Carnage Creations, how are you, man? Hey, thank you for stopping by. It is much appreciated. I think I'm good. I think everybody's having a good time. Whew. Happy and going broke, poor Star. And yeah, aren't we all indeed? Especially when I'm like, I'm not going to show the one. Let's show the pack with 12 of them. But, ladies and gentlemen, you do have the shop pay option, so you can do get 12 and pay in 4. Hey, Toypixx, that Mezco Doc figure is looking really good on video YouTube. Ooh, might have to check that out at some point. Okay. What do we have? Doing well, working on a review in the background. Fantastic, man. I gotta get back to my normally scheduled YouTube stuff, but that'll be February. In the meantime, yeah, it's good to see everybody still cranking them out. All right, so there we go with the old Mythic Legions. Let's get out of here. Pop back into pop back into BBTS. We'll get out of here, get out of the reissue, which it clearly says reissue, go me, and head back to the SHF figures. Now, this is SH Figuarts Millennia Blade of Michaela action figure. I'm going to tell you now, I don't know anything about what I just read except SH Figuarts. What I do know is this thing looks rad. And I also know if it is SH Figuarts, it's going to be an awesome photogenic figure. Look at the gold on this thing. You hit this thing with some bright lights, like some harsh lights, you're going to get some crazy shine off of it. And if you, even better, guys. Okay, check this out. So you've got the golden helmet there. Let's see if I can get a picture with a larger view of that. No, it seems not. Okay, that looks like probably about the biggest one. So what you do, where you could have all kinds of fun, is you get one of those reflectors that I've talked about them in the past. I got one that's a 12-inch diameter, and it's basically got some silver foil on part of it, or Like you flip it out and you basically can get 4 sides out of it. So it's got silver foil, it's got gold foil, it's got white, it's got black, and it's got a diffuser. The gold foil or even the silver foil bouncing. So you have light on one side of the figure, and then over kind of on the other side or wherever you can make it work, you have the reflector. You're going to get just this massive, awesome shine hitting this thing's golden anything. Well, basically anything that is armory and shiny, and it's going to look amazing. So yeah, when I see something like this, not only are we going to have, look at that arm too. Good Lord, man. Not only are we going to have an awesomely photogenic figure, but there's ways to photograph this that are different than ways that you might shoot something else that would just look incredible. So yeah, look at that. Ah, so much gold. Ladies and gentlemen, get yourselves one of those reflectors. They're amazing and they're not crazy pricey. Yeah, that thing's going to be a blast to shoot. If you guys are into your Elden Ring, that is. Anyone think that Jada will announce new lines at the next Toy Fair or just expand on the ones they've already shown? Maybe both. Is it standard practice for companies to show something new? Oh yeah, at Toy Fair, there's plenty of companies will show something new. I don't know. I think Toy Fair, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I believe Toy Fair is the one where buyers from various companies and everybody, they're going through and they're like, when I say various companies, you're like, you've got people from Walmart, you've got people from Target, you're going to have people from Amazon. They're all looking at these lines and trying to figure out whether or not they should carry the various ones and all that. So Toy Fair for us is awesome because we get to see all the cool stuff that's coming out. But for them, it's more a massive, like for Jada, for instance, it's a massive sales conference where they're going to be taking in these guys and saying, hey, you should sell this stuff at our store because of this, XYZ, all that, all the rationales. So, yeah, they have to show new stuff so that the buyers get kind of excited so they can get them really stoked. Now, as far as a new line, yeah, they might show off something new. I know, like, I'm confident that Jada, if they don't show off something new for Toy Fair, would show off something new for SDCC. Now, my gut is Toy Fair, but SDCC for sure. If I had the patience for regular YouTube reviews, I'd do more or some. But for now, I'm trying to figure out how to light this SHF Common Rider Dread from Common Rider Gotchard. Gonna have to, let's see, the gold reflections for this dude, baby. All in the edge lines and shit. I'm trying to figure out what kind of setup do you have right now? Because maybe like, so I've got these LED, they're small, maybe they're 5 or 6 inches wide, they're flat LED panels, and I've got 8 filters that go over them, or 8 gels. It's got a diffuser built in, and then the colors are red, blue, there's like a cyan, there's an orange, there's a yellow, bunch of colors that you can throw in there that might help set something like this off. And if you do have anything with any of those gels or filters, the orange one, you don't get like orange like you do. If you were to hit this with the red gel I have, for instance, you'd get a blast of red. With the orange, it looks more like you're getting a blast of sunlight. So if you have anything like that, or just something that is slightly translucent with some orange on it, maybe give that a shot. Although that probably wouldn't work the same way as a filter. But anyway, if you let me know what kind of setup you've got, we can see if we can workshop this right now. All right. Star, fingers crossed for Jada to blow everyone's mind with Hanna-Barbera. Bring on Space Ghost and the Herculoids. Jada has to know. Like, you guys, we've all talked about Space Ghost. Jada's got to know that if they're going to get in on Hanna-Barbera, they've got to do a Space Ghost. Just ordered the reflectors. Cheers for the tip. You bet, Carnage Creations. Those things, they're going to help out quite a bit. It's pretty awesome. Okay, now let's get out of here. We talked about this guy. Okay, and now, hey, look at this. I'm coming across all the ones that I was showcasing in the newsletter. Go me. So we have Ichigo Kurosaki from. Hold on, I'm terrible, guys. Bleach. All right. Now, Bleach is one. Has Bleach been one that's been reviewed positively or negatively? I can't remember as far as the figures themselves. I gotta say, it looks really stylized. It looks like a really cool anime design. This one, you're probably going to hit more with a bit more of a diffuser, maybe a slightly softer light, depending on the effect you're going for. But man, because everything this one's wearing seems to be like it's supposed to be cloth. Man, that is sweet. Look at that crazy effect. Guys, here's my little secret. When it comes to SHF, I know they're going to come with all the things to make them photogenic, so I don't always go all the way through all the images. This is the first time I'm seeing this crazy swooshing effect. And this thing's yeah, crazy. I don't know, is it supposed to come off the coat? No, that's got to be just like it's got to be that when he swings, there's some kind of black sort of deal that happens when he swings his sword, right? Yeah, see? There you go. This is me knowing that SHF will do that, just not knowing anything about the character. But this is rad. I think this is a very cool figure. And then, of course, we have what was in the thumbnail. We have Officer Chan. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have a Jackie Chan action figure to go with, if we're going with like the fighting, that kind of movie character, that kind of hero and all that. We've got SHF Bruce Lee's. Now we have SHF Jackie Chan's. I believe they knew each other. So that would just be a fun little setup, kind of like Kirby and Stan Lee. Throw Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee in there together. All the Lees seem to know people. It's very strange. But yeah, this this looks pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with this. I think the likeness is really good too. Yeah. Maybe some of the likenesses are better than others, perhaps. Or maybe that was a different angle. But yeah, either way, who was expecting to have a Jackie Chan figure? This is just awesome. This has me pretty excited. Not that I'm going to get him, which I know is terrible, but the fact that they made a Jackie Chan figure is sweet. Dude, I'd kill for Space Ghost or Blue Falcon. Yep, I've been hearing that quite a bit too. Blue Falcon. Let's see. The last of the Time Lords is in the house. Good to see you, Anton. Thank you for stopping in, man. Hey, great stream, man. I have to go. See you around. See you, Carnage Creations. Thank you for hanging out. Much appreciated. Whoo! Please give us the team force. Let's see. And Uglor. What? I know nothing. Wait, the team force and Uglor. You're talking, we're going back to the Jada Hanna-Barbera, am I correct? See, this is my favorite forum for him. I didn't feel the first Ichigo fig, but this is from the arc I remember getting into back in like 2005, 2007 when I was a kid / teen. Also, yeah, it's his Getsuga Tenshu attack from his sword. Okay. See, I'm learning the things. There was a time I thought I got to get way into anime, and I still want to do it. I just haven't had a lot of time to do so. So Bleach is on the list. Do you think CT Toys will make Gambit and more X-Men? Man, I'm surprised. I'll be honest. I'm surprised that CT Toys is still able to get away with what they're doing, to be perfectly honest. So I don't know. Like between what Mafex themselves does and between Marvel Legal, I know that it's dicey to try and prosecute over in China when it comes to these companies, but man, I'm surprised that they're still getting away with stuff. But I won't say that anything is off the table as long as they're able to continue getting away with it. Like if they made Gambit, that would make a lot of people very happy, especially if they could keep them at the $20 price point that they've been doing with everybody else. What is it, 20 to 30, right? Like the cloth goods coat, That would be my one worry, but it sounds like they did okay with the Ben Riley hood. So I would say nothing's off the table for CT Toys, assuming they don't get sued into oblivion. Mr. Spencer, Jackie Chan was in Enter the Dragon, a mook that Bruce took out. I couldn't remember. I knew that they somehow had met. That's awesome. And when, let's see, I need that Jackie figure. Yeah, he's sweet. Star, I've been searching for any news regarding the 52 Toys alien fig. Crickets. You know, I don't know if I told you guys this. I got my niece a Beast Box dragon. She likes dragons. It's kind of cool. So, you know, I was thinking Beathir. I'm not thinking Beathir. She's a little young for Beathir. But it was tough to follow the directions. Like I ended up we had to leave Christmas morning before she got to figure it out, to the point where her dad was messing with it, trying to figure it out. So the brother-in-law was sitting there just with those directions. Those Beast Box directions are not easy to follow. So yeah, anyway, that was all I had for 52 Toys. But yes, the alien fig, it does look amazing. And I will say that Beast Box dragon looks awesome. So I bet the 52 Toys alien's going to look good, but I'm with you there, Star. I would like some news on it. Super unlikely, but I think a Jackie Chan Adventures outfit, Jackie figure arts would be awesome. Jackie Chan Adventures, that was a cartoon, right? Am I misremembering? I'm thinking it was, but it's been a bit. Anton, it's probably to promote his new movie. Could be. They might have just lucked out with the timing. What is up, Tragic? Thank you for stopping in, sir. Mucho más appreciated. People are going to think that my ethnicity is different than it is because I'm always firing off the Spanglish. There were a group of teenagers with superpowers. Of course, they were against an ape with wings. Oh, that's right. Okay, Anton. Okay. One day, I'm just going to go back and I'm going to find a Hanna-Barbera character dictionary and just go nuts. If these guys want to do Kung Fu themed figs, then how about doing the 5 deadly venoms? I'd be all over those. You. I don't know what the 5 deadly venoms are. Oh, I'm bad, people. I used to be into anime more often, but the huge amount of fan service and amount of sauce kind of turned me off. But I'm now more into tokusatsu because of the sauce when it comes to choreography and cinematography. Nice, nice. Yeah, I need to see what's up with all of it. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's get out of Jackie. I want to try and keep this stuff moving a little bit. Okay, so we were good there. I want to show, just because we talked about these for a little while the other night, I don't want to spend too much time on them, but we do need to talk a little bit about the Marvel Legends, just because these things were in the thumbnail, right? Like, it seems necessary. I think that, I don't know about anybody else that's in the chat right now, but I will say for me, if I were to go nuts and get into Legends, now, first off, one of the things that we all determined is their sculpting is getting better. Like, I would say significantly. And if they had ball peg waists, I would be much more likely to pick this stuff up, because that's the one thing that really bugs me about this line is the waist cut. So when you're trying to shoot for photography, how else do you shoot? Never mind, don't answer that. But what really bothers me about a waist cut is it leaves flat surfaces. So if I have a figure turned at the waist and I want to shoot that figure from up top, then I'm going to see a flat surface from below, like the lower torso. Or if I want to shoot from below, that same thing might happen. Instead of looking like the figure's moving naturally, you have this just totally unnatural flat spot. That's why waist cuts drive me crazy, is because it limits the angles and the poses that I can shoot while making the figure look like, I guess, more like a person, like how a person would actually move. So anyway, that's why they drive me crazy. That's why I love ball peg waists. So that's why I don't go so into Marvel Legends, but again, their sculpts are getting way better. And I have to say, I think Marrow, if I were in, she would have been pre-ordered already. For sure. This is an amazing looking figure. We talk a little bit about how the shoulders oftentimes are low. Anthony's Customs points that out quite a bit, and they are. But with Marrow, they're not quite as bad. They're still a little low, but they're not. They're not like if you look at your standard Marvel Legends figure when it comes to their low shoulders, they almost look droopy. That's the only thing I can come up with. That's the only thing I can think to say. So if you compare Marvel Legends, like if you look at one of those and you look at, say, like a bodybuilder or something, somebody that's just really fit, somebody that goes to the gym, somebody who lifts, doesn't even need to be a bodybuilder, and you look at the shoulders versus, like, if you look at a Marvel Legends figure's shoulders versus where somebody that lifts, look at their shoulders, you'll see exactly what anybody's talking about when they bring that up. That's why they do look a little weird. I think that's why Anthony's Customs, why he says that oftentimes the Marvel Legends figures look like just people cosplaying as the characters, is they don't look strong like you would think they would. And a lot of that has to do with the size, like the width of the chest, the shoulders, all that stuff. But I shouldn't bring that up when we're talking about Marrow. That's more like a discussion with Cyclops. Let's see. We talked about Nightcrawler. Everybody loves Kurt. I don't think there's anything mysterious about that. Kurt's basically the man or the elf, however you want to go there. He comes with a lot of stuff, which is one of the reasons why I think he's really cool. He's got the sword. He's got plenty of extra hands. He's got an extra head. I mean, he does good things. So I like Kurt. Husk has one of the nastiest, most awesome accessories ever, which is a peeled away piece of skin. That is just way too cool. Her sculpt is better. Look at those shoulders compared to, say, a lot of other figures. Like, they look like they're up where they should probably be. Anyway, yeah, I could go on about shoulders forever, but check this out. They are much higher than a lot of your standard Marvel Legends, and because of that, she looks more accurate. She looks more correct to what just a regular human would look like. Plenty of extra hands. She's got, like I said, that peel away skin, the extra head. Oh, Husk is cool. No doubt about it. We're still going with a speed round here. Now, she's sold out there. The newsletter, when I sent that out, there are links to Entertainment Earth. At least when I sent out the newsletter yesterday, she was still available there. She was not on BBTS there. So if you've got the newsletter, go ahead and click that link. If you don't, well, hey, just go to Entertainment Earth and see what you can find. Fabian Cortez, or Fabian, I suppose, would be more accurate, more appropriate. He looks cool. And you don't worry so much about his shoulders just because they're totally covered with those shoulder pads. Now, his chest should probably be a little wider and all that. That's, again, when people talk about how the sculpts are a little weak, that's one of the rationales, one of the reasons. But again, if you're deep into X-Men, that's a necessary dude. And let's see. Keep on going. 3 more to go. And then I'll head back to the chat. We've got Gumbo. Now, his shoulders, I couldn't really tell you. Obviously, none of these figures are wide enough at the chest for, like, superhero proportions. Husk probably has the best proportions, to be perfectly honest, of any of them so far. But because Gumbo's got this little shawl thing going on, / cape, you kind of don't notice the shoulders so much, and the articulation. He moves really well. I love this pose that they got him in. Looks good. And one of the things about a belt, so I'll talk about a waist cut till the cows come home and how much I don't like it, but a belt oftentimes hides that waist cut. So you can turn him here and the flat spot's hidden by the belt, so shooting him is a little easier. for all of you who are here for the photography style tips. And we've got Psych here. I like Psych. I think he's all right. But again, we look here, shoulders are a little low, chest should be wider, and maybe, you know what, this would be solved. I was going to say waist maybe should be a little more thin, but I don't think so. I think if the chest were wider and the shoulders were out and a little higher, I think that would solve that problem. But yeah, I think one of my favorite things about this Cyclops figure are the optic blasts. And I love this one. The one on the far right in this image is ridiculously cool. Like, look at that. That is cool. I've got to give it to the team on that one. And finally, we're going to the old Knucklehead, who, oddly enough, and here we go, not really all that odd, considering Wolverine's one of the most popular characters in fiction right now. Logan here is not necessary to build the Nemesis Build-A-Figure. So if you've got too many Wolverines, but you're collecting Marvel Legends, you don't need them, you're okay. Now, that's just one angry-looking Wolvie. I likes it a lot. Screaming to the heavens. Shoulders look a little better, and at least in that shot, because of the size of his arms and everything, it almost looks like the chest is a bit better, but I believe somebody said the only thing that's really new on him are the legs, and the legs look amazing. I'm kind of impressed by those. With Wolverine, yeah, the chest, everything here could be a little broader, but he seems to have better proportions than a lot of the other figures. I mean, I would still say Husk is the best proportioned out of all of them, but Wolvie's looking pretty good. So there we go. That's kind of the Marvel Legends speed round since we talked about them already. Let's go see what you guys are chatting about. And when my favorite anime that I wish would get new action figures is Hellsing. I haven't even heard of Hellsing. Dang it. I need to look into stuff again. Oh boy. LBZ, what's up, man? Yo, hello, everyone. I need that Jackie and that SHF Bruce to go head to head. I think that'd just be a fun pairing. That's one of those things where you get them, you like take a picture of them just in a coffee shop hanging out. That's what I'd do. I'd be like, everybody thinks they should be thrown down. I'm like, nah, they're just drinking their coffee black. Can we look at that mummy Boris Karloff, please? I think we will go check that out because that one just showed up. Let's see. I'm super selective with Marvel Legends. I'm getting that Wolverine for sure. Yeah, he looks good. He looks good. Star, what? It's classic Kung Fu. You need to check it out. I think you can still find it on YouTube. Great movie. That's the 5 Venoms, right? Great movie. Feels like a superhero / villain movie with martial artists. The cast is legendary. Oh no. I have been and continue to be a bad nerd. I don't know how they can do figs with ball waist for Joe's, but couldn't do it for Power Rangers and hell, even Legends, their longest standing 6-inch line. We talked a little bit about that. I mean, we don't know how much longer they've got the Marvel Legends license for. If they know, for instance, that they're not going to have it much longer, there's probably not much point in doing a ball peg. The bonus on that is whoever the next company is to do Marvel figures, if they keep going with Legends, because it was Legends with Toy Biz, was Legends with Hasbro, if they don't pull a McFarlane and go Legends and keep them at the 1/12 scale or approximately that, with their brand new molds, with their brand new styling, they could give them a ball peg waist. And that is a huge differentiator as far as I'm concerned with these things. So we'll see. I mean, I hope that if Hasbro keeps the Legends license, they do eventually get around to giving everybody a ball peg waist. But if they don't, I'm fairly confident whoever the next company is that gets the Marvel license will use ball peg waists, because everyone but Hasbro does. Well, Hasbro and Mattel. Mattel's Motu figures and Hasbro's Legends figures don't use ball peg waists. Everybody else seems to, though, except maybe NECA on some things. See, can't do figures with ball joint waists. Ball joint waists? Ball peg? Ball peg are the only way. LBZ, let's see. I pre-ordered Husk, Marrow, and Nightcrawler from this wave. I may get the rest since that Build-A-Figure of Holocaust looks dope. Yeah. Yeah, way to go, LBZ. Now I went and said Holocaust. I'm probably going to get busted. YouTube probably hates me. No worries, man. I'm totally good with that. I want to say way more things, but there's so much that they are sensitive about. I'm not sure that YouTube is. Obviously, Hasbro doesn't want to say Holocaust. LBZ, or whatever they renamed him to. I think they renamed him to Nemesis, but I think when the first one came out, were they still calling him Holocaust on the toy shelves? I don't remember. All right, Anton. I remember on the cover of Generation X. Yeah, Husk is, that's so nasty and awesome at the same time. If I could just get a deluxe box Nemesis, I'd be fine. I don't need any of the figs from this wave, like in a made-to-order type fig, so it doesn't peg warm. I wonder how well Dragon Man did. That would be something to find out. Like if they redid Onslaught the way they did Dragon Man, and maybe then redo Nemesis / Holocaust with that same kind of thing. Like I feel like Nemesis is a little smaller than it could be. So I wonder if they, I mean, they wouldn't do it right now because of the Build-A-Figure, but I wonder about somewhere down the line a little bit. Hey, if they did a Marvel Legends SHF, let's see, name for myself here, Gambit, I'd be totally fine, even a Mopex if they felt like it. That took me a minute, but yes, a Deadpool Wolverine Gumbo, that would be pretty sweet. That would, and honestly, I think Channing Tatum did a much better job than I thought he would. Like we all have these mental images of what these characters look like, and for me, Gambit, he looks strong, but he's like almost a gymnast type, you know, like really lithe, that kind of thing. And Channing Tatum just doesn't really swing that look, but I think he pulled the character off really well. So I hope they do get to keep using him in the movies. I don't buy Marvel Legends, but if they ever did a box set of the original X Factor team and their original outfits from the 80s, I'd probably grab it. Yeah, I was tempted by, so the first comic I got that was X-Men was Uncanny 273, which was, it was just this crazy smorgasbord of all kinds of characters, all kinds of artists. I mean, it was very cool, but talk about just being totally thrown into the world of the mutants. I had no idea what was going on. But then in issue 275, that was the first time I saw them as a team, and that was when they wore their training uniform things, and those were released, what was it, a couple of years ago now, and I was really tempted. Then I saw reviews and stopped being tempted. But yeah, I know what you're thinking there, Star. That team would need to have Death and not Angel. Oh, that's what they need. They need a box set of the Horsemen. All right. So we've gone over the X-Men. We've gone over the Legends here that we were going to talk about. Now, here's something that was interesting. And let me see if I can remember the name. I believe, yes, go me. All right, check these guys out. Cthulhu San Zero, the deep one, orange version. These are just messed up, crazy cool characters. More figures that you probably, well, you know what? I was going to say you might use a diffuser on, but if they're supposed to be kind of, I mean, they look a little fishy, so they'd be a little scaly perhaps. Maybe you would want to use some hard light and a little bit of a shiny reflector on them. I don't know, but check these out. They just look totally messed up, and I dig it. I always like the look of just crazy stuff like this. Like, I should be the guy that is all about the World of Warcraft figures that are coming out. I'm just not, I don't know. There's just too much that I'm already getting. But I love the look of this thing. I have no idea what's going on with his mouth, though, I have to say. Yay, club. But yeah, again, we've got a figure with plenty of things that just looks creepy as heck, which is amazing. That's the kind of thing that I would love to add to the collection. Just haven't gotten there yet. And now we've got the same thing, but in purple. So you see kind of the frills going on around his head here. Those were in orange in the last one. But this one, I think this is the one that I'd be more tempted to get. He just looks a little more terrifying. And he doesn't have a weird thing coming out of his mouth. But chances are you guys are going to get in there and tell me what it's from. And I'm going to say, oh, okay, that makes sense. But first, I must push the button. Oh. Tatum unironically killed it as Gambit. Not gonna lie, especially as a literally ripped from the comic/cartoon type adaptation. He did. I was stunned. I mean, truly, I was absolutely stunned. But you can tell the guy loves the character. So I do hope that he continues to be him. Because, yeah, like I said, I didn't see him as the guy. But when he played him, I'm going, yep, that'll work. I love the X-Men and that they made Spider-Man an honorary X-Men. When did they do that? Was that the animated series when he mixed it up with the X-Men? I don't remember that. Sorry, it was painting. Catching up. Those Marvel Legends figs are definitely getting better. They are, for sure, John, and no worries, man. Your stuff's pretty rad. Sci-Fi George Helsing anime is great, but you should also check out Vampire Hunter D anime from the 80s. Chef's Kiss. Man, so much I need to learn. See, put them in a fish tank. That would be interesting. Just throw them, see what happens. See what people would say. Maybe just put their heads in the fish tank. Let them float around a bit. Weren't the deep ones supposed to look more human from a distance in the story? Shadow over Innsmouth? 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 I got nothing. Maybe? I don't know. You guys can chat about that because, again, things I know nothing about. All right, so we've gone over several of the stuff. Yay, words. All right, Anton, this is for you. Let's see what we've got here. Now, normally I've been getting away from talking about 1/10 stuff, but I have no problem looking at some of this classic Universal Monsters style things. Things. I need to work on the English. That's really cool. I love the way that NECA always does the head sculpts on these things and the way they paint them up. Ooh, yep. Oh, well, that's cute. That's purty. Oh, that's sweet. Kind of a transition face. Yeah, I gotta say, nobody does horror quite like NECA, even when we're talking old school horror that wasn't all that horrific. Like, this is amazing. Yeah, that's really cool. Good call on checking that out, Anton. See, yes, they did make him an honorary X-Men, and even Jean Grey kissed him. Ah, that's why, you know what? I heard that's why Cyclops got with Emma. See, my wife worked on the Vampire Hunter D English dub. Really? Now I feel like I have to see it. That's awesome, Mr. Madsen. What did she do? I mean, I assume would that be she did voiceover work? Five Deadly Venoms by the Shaw Brothers, classic 70s era of martial arts movies. Man, I missed the 70s. I missed a lot of stuff that was going on then. I mean, I was a little young, but I still should know some of that stuff from way back. He looks beautiful. He looks actually like Boris, underappreciated actor. This is amazing. Like they did crush those head sculpts. Absolutely great film. Duh. Don't. Let's see. Did NECA lose the rights to gargoyles? You know what, Sci-Fi George? I have no idea, but I think that's the big rumor because they haven't said anything about gargoyles in a while. So who knows? It might just be one of those lines that just fades away, never to be heard from again. Or maybe in like 2 or 3 years, they'll suddenly release something and you'll say, oh, maybe gargoyles isn't dead. I don't know. I'd like to think that things don't necessarily get canceled. It's just, okay, so we're not going to work on this stuff. Maybe somebody pulled the rights and all this stuff. We'll try for the rights again in a couple years. And then they try for the rights again, they get it, and then they carry on with the line. I don't know. I mean, it seems odd that they got, for instance, they had the Mirage Turtles in 2008 and then didn't do hardly anything again except a couple box sets maybe. And then suddenly, what was it, 2022, they announced more Mirage stuff. So it just seems, I don't know, I'm not sure a license ever is totally gone. And maybe that's why they don't ever announce, yeah, this line's dead, guys. But I don't know. My assumption is at the very least, it's on, well, I would say this. At best, I would say it's on pause. At worst, yeah, it's probably done. If NECA was like in a true 1/12th, I'd buy them more often. I mean, outside of TMNT, because those are always great. You know what's crazy is their comic lines pretty much are 1/12th when it comes to TMNT, because I don't have their movie lines, but I have several of their Mirage, and I had their Last Ronin Raphael, and all those seem to fit really well with the rest of my 1/12 scale. Mr. Manson, post production. She also worked on some model sets for the Fifth Element. That is sweet. Model sets. Now she's just showing off, man. That would be very cool. So, like designing the backgrounds and stuff, like the things that were filmed to give it a cityscape, that sort of deal. Oh, those gargoyles ones are great. The wings are a little funky, but good for a rep for the shelf. Yep. They do look amazing. I never got into them, but they look sweet. Mr. Spencer, I think the audience that would love Gargoyles figures would go for slightly cheaper figures. I've noted that the older fans are more okay with the premium figures overall. Well, and you got to wonder too how many older fans are still into this stuff. Like every year, every day, we do lose more and more people that are not because people die necessarily, but because people just lose interest. So you wonder if we're not continually bringing in new blood and the people that are into this stuff start just leaving fandoms, then inevitably that thing just goes away. So I don't know. I mean, older fans, yes, they'd be more into that. So what do you do as a Gargoyles licensor or licensee, I suppose? Do you go out there and say, okay, what I've got to do now is make a kitty line of gargoyles, or where's the supporting media to make it so there's a kitty line of gargoyles? I don't know, man. I don't know. We got to do something. I hope kids get back into this stuff. Gargoyles especially seems right for them. The space burrito and potato spaceships and cityscape. Dude, that is so cool. Your wife is rad, Mr. Matson. That is sweet. I'm going to have to go back and check out the Fifth Element again now. All right, let's get out of Boris here. Oh, here's something. Dang it. And I wasn't even planning on talking about this, but hey, Mega Man MDLX Articulated Figure Series Mega Man Metal Blade version. Now, 3-Zero's done quite a few Mega Mans, and this looks like a repaint of what they've already done. More in like old school football colors, to be honest. Looks like, I mean, it looks like his hand is a football now. That's pretty sweet, the buzzsaw deal. I need to learn more about Mega Man. That looks like something, that looks like an energy drink, but it's probably not. But yeah, I do love me the 3-Zero MDLX Transformers, but I'm trying not to just dive in when it comes to MDLX all things. All right, let's get out of there. And I've got, hang on just a sec, I've got a window open so I know exactly all the figures that I got to cover. I did have that window open. Here we go. All right, I went through that, I went through that, I went through those. Oh, here's a couple. Here's a couple that I completely forgot about. I'm a terrible, terrible host. Amazing Yamaguchi Luke. Amazing Yamaguchi Rebel Tech NR078 Luke action figure from Street Fighter 6. Now, you'll be surprised to know, no you won't, that I know nothing of Luke from Street Fighter 6. Is this a pretty popular character? Who out there knows your Street Fighter 6? The thing is this, I know Amazing Yamaguchi always makes rad stuff, but here's one of the problems. See the knee down there? I wish they would stop giving figures that are obviously in cloth goods spiky knees. That's the one thing that drives me crazy. Now, when they're wearing armor, it doesn't matter. Spiky knees are fine. But when it comes to this, it just seems that they could smooth that out some. But the movement on all these Amazing Yamaguchi figures is amazing. I don't have any of them, but you can just see it when you're looking at the photos, how incredible they are. And here, hold on, you would definitely hit this bad boy with a touch of light, but it gets tricky because if you do it wrong, like this is translucent, so you might be okay. But if you do it wrong, all that happens is a shadow is cast from this piece. So where you're trying to show them getting a glow from this piece, instead you get shadow. So I don't know. Here you might be able to get a tiny light or a couple tiny lights and light it up from the back, and maybe that would get the effect that you'd want. You just stick them on with a touch of putty, see what happens. Those would be very tiny lights though. Still, I do enjoy the look. Obviously, Amazing Yamaguchi always goes crazy for the articulation. That's going to leave a mark. Why you got to do that to old man Ryu? That ain't cool. That ain't cool at all. But this is cool. Look at that. Oh, and he comes with a sad or maybe an angry old man Ryu face there. That's right. Just because he has a beard and mustache, he's old man Ryu now. So tell me, who knows your Street Fighter 6? NECA showed off Cold Stone and several other gargoyle characters such as Macbeth, but that was almost 2 years ago. Plus, Brooklyn still needs its folded wings. I remember seeing Macbeth. I don't remember Cold Stone. But yeah, I mean, for all you Gargoyles fans, anybody that got deep into that line, to not have the wings for Brooklyn, like you have to think NECA makes some bonehead decisions, no doubt. Look at the recent Donatello Lab fiasco, for instance. But I feel like NECA really wants to give the fans everything they can in certain lines. And I'd be willing to bet you there's somebody at NECA right now on the Gargoyles team championing Disney, saying, please, let us do one more thing so we can get these wings to people. But who knows? We'll see what happens. Jada Gargoyles, perhaps? Jada would kill a Gargoyles line. But I don't know that I'd want them to have... This is terrible. I don't know that I'd want them to have anything Disney. And the only reason is we see that Disney having that license, having that fee, hurts the potential of other lines such as Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black Series. So I think Jada would kill a Gargoyles line, and they do the cartoon accuracy instead of the more stylized take that NECA did. By the way, I love the stylized take NECA did, but I know a lot of people really want the cartoon look. Jada would kill that. I just, like I said, I'm not sure I'd want them to have to deal with Disney. And when I'd love to see NECA revise the Colonial Marines from Aliens with new articulation and accessories. I don't think they're against that kind of thing. It just depends on what they've got license-wise. That would be sweet, though. Star, how does that Mega Man walk? Normal. Won't his lower legs constantly be hitting each other? Nah, that's what the ankle tilt's for. You're right, though. Can you imagine that thing trying to walk? I see the Micronauts guys. Can we take a look at them? Let's go check that here in a sec. Let me get through some of the other stuff I've got, Anton, and then we'll go check them out. Star, that Luke looks like a modern day Hobbit. Frodo for 2025. Oh, poor Luke. But we know he can move, and he's got all the things. Last week we talked about accessories for figures. Five Below and Dollar Tree have, let's see, great everyday accessories such as food, drinks, etc. I went to Five Below looking for some of that stuff. I couldn't find any of it. I haven't looked at Dollar Tree though, so I'm going to give them another shot. I need to find some of that stuff. All right, now something else, and we talked briefly about this earlier in the week as well, is this new Blade Master Wang figure, and everybody is saying that Maestro Union with their own stuff knocks it out of the park as far as QC. So the fact that I got a couple bum Kilowargs just means that maybe they don't necessarily play well in the pool with others. But I haven't heard bad things about Blade Master Wang, except maybe he's a little loose. Some of the earlier versions of him, or the earlier version of him. This one's more like just a newer take on the character. But this is another figure that just looks amazing with that armor and everything. I mean, under your lights, this thing's going to look ridiculous. Another one where you could sit there and hit him with some of that foil. Some of that gold foil look on those reflectors would do this thing. I mean, even with just the orange fur color, that would crush it for this guy. It would be amazing. So yeah, if you guys are into Maestro Union and picking this kind of thing up, there you go. That's some of that gold foil. Use some of that. Use some of that to give them the bright highlight kind of thing, and then use some diffused light on the back of them. Oh, that would be amazing. And I love the tiger face sculpt. Like all of them. And just the sheer detail work that goes into these figures is remarkable. I mean, I love the look of my Kilowarg. I mean, it's got problems for sure that I've documented quite a bit on here, so I won't go into it so much anymore. But the look of it is amazing, and the look of this figure is also amazing. And again, like I said, it sounds like people have great experience with Maestro Union when they're doing their own thing. So I would not begrudge anybody for picking this thing up. All right, now we're going to go to one more area here. And yes, some of these have been available already when it comes to the Valiverse website itself. But here we have it on BBTS, and I know a lot of people are more comfortable shopping on BBTS, even though I've ordered directly from Valiverse and I've never had any problem. So we've got hand packs, and this is what Classified needs to do. My one problem with Classified is that extra hands are not just included with the figures. Classified has got to make this happen so much so much. Now, one thing that's cool is the retro Flint that's coming out. Looks like he's got some extra hands. So I'm good with that because Flint's basically G.I. Joe to me. So I'm going to be stoked about that. But yeah, they need extra hands. But again, that's my only real complaint with Classified. It's just that it's enough to keep me from picking them up. Yeah, amazing stuff. So I wanted to get this stuff in here. See, and that was Bravo. Here's Alpha, just for obviously different skin tones, different glove colors, all that stuff. And they've got their head pack as well, and I need to load up. I need to get this. That looks like, is that Bone Collector? No, that's not Bone Collector. That's Kirak, isn't it? I don't know. I don't know things. I need to figure it out. I think this is Condor in camo. I could be wrong. I think this is Rollout. This is Trigger. I love that head sculpt for Trigger, by the way. That's, what's his name? Is it Blowback? Is that right? Then we've got Damage Swarm and Scarab heads. We've got stuff for Arctic missions. Ooh. We've got, oh man, look at the Swarm. Damage Swarm head. Like, this stuff is super cool. And this is what I would love to see Classified do, even if they could only release it on Hasbro Pulse. I want more heads. I want more hands. And then we've got the Breast Cancer Awareness Female Steel Brigade figure, which is amazing. Like, I think this is really cool. And I love that they did this. I just think that was a great idea. I think it was just a really cool thing for Action Force to do. So, yeah, another figure that's amazing. I've got to, Action Force is one of those lines I'm going to take a deeper dive into this year. And we've got a reissue Trigger. I believe the only difference between this one and the original, I think there's a tattoo somewhere on him. That is the main difference, but I could be wrong. So don't hold me to it. But either way, Trigger, you have another opportunity to get this guy. And you can buy the head pack and have just his crazy face too, which is a lot of fun. And here is the Pandora that you see in the thumbnail. I don't have a Pandora yet. I have Kill Switch and I have both versions of Eclipse, but I need Pandora, and I love how psycho she looks here. This might be the one I decide I need, but I might also decide I need the original. Who knows? Either way, I think Valaverse does some killer stuff. Let's see, what else do we have here? That's the picture I used in the thumbnail. I love how she's packaged. That is sweet. Yep, another figure. Another figure I'm very tempted by. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very tempted by pretty much everything Action Force shows off. Garrison Cavalry. I mean, this is, and I'm not sitting here trying to pick on Classified because I love the characters of G.I. Joe. I have for a long time. Classified needs to get more up to date with their looks for me to really dig them. I know a lot of people want just upscaled 80s versions. I want them to look more modern, and I want them to come with a bunch of hands and heads. So this is, if these were characters that we knew from around the same time G.I. Joe was around, this would be by far the more successful line because it's just giving us more. The thing is, we're all more connected to G.I. Joe because we know those characters. So they don't have to give us as much. But I respect a company that's just giving us that extra stuff, you know? So I'm really impressed with Action Force. I need to get more. That's all there is to it. And now let's get back, see what the people are chatting about. What have us? I'm wishing that 3-0 would do Transformers characters from Warforce / Fall of Cybertron or Transformers Prime in their MDLX line. Star, that's the last thing you need. You know what I'm wanting them to do. So for the last few years, Hasbro, not 3-0, sorry, Hasbro has been making Transformers Legacy figures where they kind of combine all the different generations of Transformers into one line, but they haven't done a Prime from Transformers Prime. That Optimus and that Megatron going together as transformable figures with kind of the looks they've got going on now. Oh, I need those. And if they did those in MDLX, I would be very tempted. I love the look of the Transformers Prime show. I just never thought that Hasbro did a great job with the figures. I think they could today. So yeah, right now I'm trying to keep my MDLX at least to just G1 Season 1, but we'll see how long that lasts. But the games would be amazing as well. I know they're doing the Gamer Edition with Hasbro and Takara, but some of those are a little questionable. Gotta hop off, picking up the wifey in a bit. Take care, man. You too, man. Thank you for stopping in. I hope to see you next time. It was a blast chatting with you. Woo! LBZ. Yeah, I'm pretty much all in on the Maestro Union line, although I did skip on the Kilowog Veteran Williams, but I may pick it up since it's still in stock at BBTS sometime this year. Nice. Just make sure that if it's Kilowog LBZ, heat up the whole figure and be prepared to make adjustments to the neck peg, like the holes in the heads that go over the neck peg. Because like I said, with mine, I got 3 different diameters on my Kilowog. So the one that comes on them fits, but the other 2 don't. So again, I'm going to have to Dremel those out. And aside from that, just heat up that bad boy like mad. I haven't seen the retro Flint pics. Oh, so it's one of those images that came out of, let's see, go to, oh, hang on. Let me see if I can, Edwin, let me get through a few more of these and let me go see if I can find those for you. Does Jada seem like a company that would produce accessory packs like gun, cybernetic limb, or headsets? I don't know, Star. I mean, they're adding heads and certain accessories when they do kind of exclusive Street Fighter stuff. For instance, with their Chun-Li, they added in an extra set of hands and they added in a blue Chun-Li, like smiley face kind of thing. So, I mean, they're not against adding in that stuff, but I don't know that, I don't see that they've done any head packs or hand packs. So I don't know. But I can see June wanting to be at the forefront of that kind of thing. So maybe. John, Breast Cancer Steel Brigade made my top 12. Nice. That's right. I did see that. She's rad. They're all rad. Like Action Force, they do a lot of things right. Thinking specifically Edge Runners, of course. I am stunned, Star. I'm not. But yeah, can you imagine if they made a bunch of different David and Lucy shots, like head sculpts? Let's see, you can take a picture of her and Harley Quinn hanging out. Oh man, and I do have the Mafex Harley. That would be fun. A lot of people seem to enjoy Pandora hanging out with Zorana as well. Mr. Matson, Veteran William is not Kilowog, different characters. I mean, that's true, but he was saying the ones that are still in stock, and I'm not sure Veteran William is in stock. But if he is, I would go Veteran William over Kilowog just because of the problems that it sounds like not only me is having. Dope. Is it a digital render? It's not. It was like a factory. It was, if you have X/Twitter, when was this, guys? Was this like a week ago that we saw it or a couple weeks? It's, go to the Full Force podcast on X, Twitter, whatever, and just start going through the pictures. And I'll see if I can find it. I should have saved that image. But yeah, they showed him. It's like a full color figure that escaped the factory kind of thing, you know? LOL, they're the same species? They are the same species, I would say. LBZ, and have some bandages at the ready just in case you want to replace the Kilowog head. It's not fun. That's right. Started it on the while he was chatting or listening to the live stream last time. It sounded painful. But that's dope about your wife working on. Yep, that's awesome. Let's see. Good looking out, Dave and Star. Yep. Check those LBZ. It's going to be, I mean, he's a great looking figure for sure. Do I have? Now I took him upstairs. Dang it. But I've got him all set up. He looks sweet. Let's see. White Veteran William is still in stock. Ah, okay. Okay, thank you. You bet, Edwin. I'll see if I can find it still before we get off here. Let's see. Ghost, where you been, brother? Yes, sir. Good to see you, Mr. Taff. See, I just assembled the 3-0 Jet Optimus. That thing needs a better stand since it weighs a ton. That thing's got to be huge. How tall would you say that is, Ghost? That's insane. All right, that's got to be huge. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find, maybe if I just do a Google image search. G.I. Joe classified retro flint. La da 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 da. Oh, you know what? I found it. Hang on. That was far easier than I thought it was going to be. All right, we're good. I will share the screen in just a sec here. We'll stop this. We will present for any of you who haven't seen this yet. This is what our boy Retro Flint is going to look like when he comes out with Classified or comes out in Classified. Amazing. Like Flint, for me, guys, Flint is my ultimate G.I. Joe. This will be my leader on the battlefield. I might even take him, and because he is wearing the old school 80s garb, I might take his head off and pop it on like some kind of Monster Force or Action Force body just to mess with and see how it looks. But yeah, man, Flint is the man. And I am so stoked that this is happening. And I think they showed him, I believe they showed him with his beret off as well. And I think that one's a prototype image. So we don't really see him painted up. But yeah, you should be able to pop off the beret as well, if I'm remembering correctly. He's got his old school shotgun. He's got a backpack that much more resembles his old school backpack. All those hands look like, if you guys have the Cobra Commander, the recent retro Cobra Commander, those all look like the same hands that came with him. But still, that's 6 hands Flint's going to have. And I'm super stoked about it. So yeah, I'm really excited about this Flint. I'm less excited about all these pop-ups. There we go. There's others on here too. Like CoverGirl seemed to be the one that was looking really cool, I think. What have I done? All right, hold on. Here we go. No, wait. What have I done? Oh no, guys, I'm breaking everything now. All right, wait a sec. Let me see if I can get out of this. La da 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 do 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 do. What did I push? Probably shouldn't push escape. Here we go. It was just taking a minute to load. Let me see what else I can find there. And it might be that Toy Habits is running as much as it is. It might be it's slowing everything down a little bit. I wanted to show the CoverGirl as well. Let me see if I can go find that real quick, because she looks great. Oh, page unresponsive. I see how it is. Oh, never mind. Check this out. This is the image that we got from Flint way back when, or got of Flint. I just needed to scroll a little further down. So yes, we will get Flint. The beret is removable. And I'm going to get out of here shortly. I think they were also, here we go. Here's Retro CoverGirl. Now, from what a lot of people said, not my CoverGirl, and I get that. but I think they did this figure, at least from a facial perspective, I think they did her better than they did the other one. The other one has that Joan Rivers style going. And this one is more the cartoon version of CoverGirl. She's got braids going on behind this head, but the face, like facially, she has a much greater, I guess, supermodel look to her than the other one did. But anyway, CoverGirl and Flint were the two that I was most stoked about. Let me see here. She's got extra hands as well. There you go. There's the hat with the braid thing going on. I'm pretty impressed by this CoverGirl as well. So it might be that I end up getting her. I think what's going to happen is they've designed this one. She's going to look better. She's going to have that CoverGirl face and all that good stuff. And hopefully be constructed better than the original CoverGirl was constructed. So even though she's not necessarily everybody's favorite CoverGirl look, I think she's probably going to end up being a much better figure. Now I'm going to get out of here because this page does not enjoy my computer. Anyway, that was all that. Let's go back to just looking at something else while I keep chatting here. We'll go back to looking at Pandora and get back to the chat, see what you guys are talking about when it comes to Flint and CoverGirl there. Holy geez. Okay, let's see here. Oh, it lost it. That's what happened. Let's see. There we go. Okay, yep, it was the Toy Habits website was slowing down the stream. Ghost Tab, I've got that guy, but probably never going to put him together. How is he? How's the overall quality? We do need to know. Prime, Jetfire, making it rain, making it happen. Let's see, 18 inches from floor to turbine, 14 inches for Optimus's head. Holy crap, that's a big figure. That's amazing. Yeah, he looks really good, doesn't he, Edwin? I'm pretty excited about that Flint. And I'm excited about the CoverGirl. I think they're both going to be pretty amazing. Let's see, Fan Digibash colors. That could be. You might be absolutely 1,000% right. In fact, you're probably right now that I think about it, because it's hard to believe that those prototypes would make it out and then have just magically the same day colors show up on them. So you're probably right. Now, what makes me happy about that is I didn't like the way that the paint was applied on Flint's head. So whoever digibashed that, hopefully that looks a little better. So we shall see. Wow, how are the joints? Does he stay together very well? No loose joints, etc. Now we need a better retro Lady J. I 1000% agree, Edwin. Let's see, they are sturdy, but I don't want to move them a lot since it weighs a lot. Man, that thing's got to look good, though. Like I've said in the past, I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of the Bay designs, but I love the look of Prime with Jetfire. So that thing, I'm sure, looks amazing right in front of you. Love that Flint and CoverGirl. She looks different enough that you can have both. Also, to be honest, I do like CoverGirl as a blonde more, so she's more distinct from Scarlet. That's a fair point as well, John. And they really, aside from Helix, which came out way later, they didn't really have blondes. Good point. I'd be worried about the center of gravity for a figure that weight, begging for a tumble off the shelf. Thank you for the info. Yeah, that's one of those low shelf kind of figures. That way he's not taking everybody else out, and hopefully he doesn't break on his way to the floor. I pray every day it doesn't fall. Yeah. All right, so the stuff that was fun, something I wanted to bring up, and I know not everybody gets into this stuff quite like I've been looking at it recently, but I still want to show it because it makes me happy. Haha, so take that. We're going to stop this screen. We're going to go in because we've looked at all the figures I wanted to look at. Now this was announced, but apparently pre-orders are going up tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Age of the Primes Generation Selects Titan Class Trypticon official stock images. Now, from what I understand, this is a repaint of a previous Trypticon figure, but yeah, it's purty. It makes me happy. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep up with Transformers this year and track down some in the past that I'd really like to grab. But that's going to be, what I'm discovering is that's a pricey proposition when it comes to a lot of the Transformers. So I don't know. We'll see about that. But one thing I don't want to miss is this Trypticon. I think it is ridiculously cool. And so what's going to happen is tomorrow, Hasbro Pulse is going to have a 1 o'clock live stream, which at that time, pre-orders of Trypticon will also be going up. So yeah, let's see here. Let's take a look. Rawr. Yeah, that looks rad. And I had Trypticon as a kid, so there is a wee bit of a nostalgia pull. As much as I'd like to pretend I'm not blinded by nostalgia, I am totally blinded by nostalgia when it comes to this Trypticon. So that was one thing. And then going back into the fact that I kind of want to keep up, except on movie stuff. Like, I didn't like this design for Prime. I got to the point where I liked the Bayverse 1 through 3, the first 3 movies of the Bayverse figures, or the Bayverse Transformers. I got to the point where I really liked that Prime design. I never got to the point where I liked this. It just didn't look enough like Prime for me, or something. I don't know what the deal was. Like, maybe it was too much blue and not enough red. I'm not sure. But this is the other thing. The Age of the Primes Wreck and Doom Collection Top Spin versus Spinister. Now, I think many of us probably had Top Spin when we were younger just because he was a cheap figure. But this is a totally different kind of coloration. I think it's is it Diaclone based? I'm not even sure. But they both look really cool, and we've got Target Masters for them, which is ridiculous. But yeah, this Top Spin looks kind of cool. But that's what I'm talking about when it comes to, can I even keep up with Transformers? My gut is these are both deluxe scale figures, which go for $25, and then there's 2 Minicon, basically, or Minicons. So this is probably at least a $70 pack on Amazon. Trypticon's going to be at least $200. So yeah, keeping up with this stuff, it's going to get crazy. But now the good news, the stuff that I'm most stoked about right now, let me see here. The thing that I said I'm getting from BBTS that I just got charged for, oh my goodness, is right. Oh my gosh, and look at that. No wonder I just got charged. He is in stock. Ladies and gentlemen, on his way is finally the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. And you want to know the power of photos? I saw these photos, and this, I almost don't want to say this out of professional courtesy. He looks, when I first saw these photos, I thought he was a legend scale Transformer. I didn't think there was any dimension. I thought he looked too flat. Since I've seen these photos, I've seen other people's reviews and their images of him. He looks amazing. So I can't wait to get this guy in hand. I'm pretty excited. But again, you've got a $90 figure here, Trypticon, who's going to be at least $200, and then that 2-pack that's going to be at least $70, or probably right around $70, and then all the other stuff that's coming out. I'm not sure keeping up with Transformers is a realistic goal. But considering Prime's on his way, I know that part's at least a realistic goal. Brick, what's up, man? Hey, hey! Thank you for stopping, sir. And hang on, let me head back to... I realized I was talking about that. You guys know. I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen these photos that I was talking about earlier. But yeah, he looked flat in these pictures. Like, I genuinely felt like he was a legend. I didn't understand why everybody was so stoked. And it just took fans getting a hold of him for me to be like, oh, he's rad. Anton, they should include Octane with them. They were buddies. That would be awesome. Star, this is one of those situations where I need to think about Jada and their durability. After my beloved Street 3-0 worries, I think Jada and Edge Runner's sturdiness, and I get an inner calmness. Well, to be fair, there, Star, Jada's figures are also way smaller, and they don't have quite as many moving parts as a 3-0 figure does. So, I mean, I get what you're saying, though. You don't really have to worry about them, which is kind of nice. Ghost Tab, I use Facebook for spam stuff, so I wouldn't recommend follow. Got it. Kyrus, the ex-transbot scrapper is out. Oh. See, here's my problem, Kyrus. It's not that I'm against like a lot of that stuff or anything. It's that I'm like, crap, if I'm going to get these, I don't want to be tempted to go all out on all kinds of the third-party stuff because that is pricier. So I'm going to try to stick to the Hasbro Takara stuff with the exception of like the 3-0 MDLX line. But I don't know how long I'll be able to hold that up or hold. Oh, I don't know how long I'll be able to hold out when it comes to that. So we'll see. But yeah, one of the things that I will probably jump on are kits to make the figures better. So like DNA kits and things like that. But full-on figures, that stuff gets pricey in a hurry. 3-0 DLX Transformers are beautiful, awesome, breathtaking, and utterly nerve-wracking. The thought of one of them falling, no, just no. Not thinking that way, no. I will say, man, I don't know that you have that. Like, my MDLX figures, I don't worry about. Just saying. Yeah, the Prime looks terrible in those pics. I know, and I felt bad when I found out that it was like a Commander class figure. Ghost Tab, for 90 USD, I'm on the fence on the Studio Series Optimus. I get that. I do. The only reason that I decided I got to get this, I genuinely don't see them ever topping this. Like, I don't know how they could do it. This is like the only thing they could really do, probably, is maybe a better head and double elbows. But I'd be willing to bet we know that there's already companies making better heads out there. And DNA might come out with a kit with double elbows. And then you've got your perfect Prime. So that's kind of the thing. It's like, I don't know that they'll ever top it. I mean, we both know there's going to be plenty of repaint, so maybe they'll try. But the third-party Transformers stuff is so cool. It is. There's no doubt. I love looking at the third-party stuff. It's just if I'm like the goal, like I said at the beginning of the year, was keep up with Transformers. If I add in third-party stuff while I'm trying to keep up with Transformers, I am not even going to be able to afford a box to live in on the street. So we'll have to be careful. I'll have to be careful with that. The ones I'm backtracking for, they're pricey too. So I've just gotta be a little touch and go with all that. Ghost Tab, I hope Hasbro uses that Optimus to make the bump of chicken anniversary color from last year's anniversary video. That would be sweet. I can see that actually. And I can see them using it for, well, pretty much anything. You can get a dead Optimus out of this. You can get the toy colors, like the original toy colors out of this. You can modify the trailer and repaint them as a G2 Optimus Prime. Like, there's all kinds of things this figure could do. And I mean, look at the Earthrise Optimus Prime. They're going to repaint the crap out of this thing. So it's just a matter of what repaints are they going to do, you know? But I do think a G2 version of this would be a lot of fun. But anyway, that is what I've got, guys. So let's go till, I don't know, let's just say 9 o'clock. We've got 16 minutes to go, at least my time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So let's see what else everybody wants to chat about. Did you see something you want to check out? Let me know. Let's have some fun. One of the things I love about Valaverse is they have multiple factories working on their figures and accessories, and Bobby made sure that everything had the same measurements for consistency and customs. I did not know that. That is sweet. See, I tend to think that they're just going to go with the same factory. Like you find one factory, you know they're good, you just stay there. But that would kind of hose that factory, perhaps, or hose the company, because if you don't have multiple factories, you might have to wait in line a little longer to get your stuff produced. So, yeah, I did not know that. That's kind of a cool, that's very cool, actually. Ghost Tab, I would get a dead version Optimus and pose him to kick Rodimus between the legs. And Rodimus would deserve that kick. Oh, that's something. Okay. So who's going to make the custom zombie prime from Dark Awakening from this mold? There you go. There's a challenge. Or is that why you buy the Earthrise at this point? You're just like, okay. Because I have to be honest, I had the Earthrise Optimus Prime. I didn't think he was as special as so many people seem to think he is. This looks good to me. When I got the white outfit Pandora, I got another set of hands, packs, and recon gear set. Nice. The recon gear set, that comes, they have a recon trooper, right? That was one that they just released in the same wave, or the most recent wave, right? With the Praetorian Guard. Let's see. Yeah, set of hands. That stuff's amazing. Like they kill it. How has the plastic quality in NECA figs been lately? I stopped buying them back when they'd snap if you looked at them wrong. I'll tell you, I haven't had any problems with my Mirage turtles. And I will say that when it comes to the last Ronin figures, and I'm only judging this off of Raphael, Raphael doesn't feel like a brittle plastic figure at all. The last Ronin Raph feels like an action figure. It feels like softer plastic. I don't think if they're using that same kind of plastic for the rest of the last Ronin figures, I don't think you have hardly anything to worry about. I think they're really durable, actually. And like I say, Mirage, I haven't had problems with, but they still have that harder plastic feel. So it feels like maybe you could break them, whereas the last Ronin stuff doesn't feel that way. Sci-Fi George, Super 7 did a monochrome dead Optimus Prime. That's true. And that's the one that they actually gave decent elbows to. Stinking Super 7. I always burn them. I know they're not apples to apples, but what would be a better pick? Yellow AMK Optimus or Studio 87 or Studio 86? I'm assuming Optimus. It depends on what you're after. I mean, I think that the Yellow Park Optimus is a more accurate cartoon version Optimus Prime, but on the other hand, he doesn't turn into a truck. So I don't know. I mean, really, I have nothing against the Yellow Park AMK Pro. I think that thing's beautiful. I just don't want to get into tons of lines, you know? But I mean, I guess for me, I'm already getting MDLX, so I have the MDLX Optimus Prime, and since I don't want to jump into Yellow Park, only because again, I don't want to get into tons of lines, I decided to go for this Optimus. But if you need to, I can see going with Yellow Park and this Optimus instead. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't have the Yellow Park Optimus, so I guess in all fairness, and I didn't order it, but I don't have this one either. So I might just be the wrong person to ask. I would say that if you're looking for something to fit in with any Hasbro figures you already have, I think this one's going to fit in better stylistically. I guess I can go with that answer. Yeah, I figured Ghost Tab. No worries. La da da da, la da 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 da. I feel the need to watch a few episodes of Edge Runners or pull up the 5 Deadly Venoms to watch before bed. This show will do that to you. Awesome. Watch the things, see them all. Star, it's good unless it's a character with thin limbs. My Lexington snapped like dry kindling after barely touching it. Elisa's hand snapped like a twig on me, too. Ouch. What have we here? Ouch. Sounds like nothing's really changed. Such a waste and a shame. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had those problems. I will tell you this, okay? And this is not, like I say, the plastic still feels a little tougher than I think it should feel. But the other night, I had a bunch of NECA figures in a drawer, but you know, those Rubbermaid things where you have the clear plastic drawers? So I needed to dig some NECA figures out, and I pulled the drawer all the way out and I set it on the floor. Forgot I did that. Got up to walk to the bathroom in the middle of the night, stepped right in the middle of that box. And I wouldn't say I put my full weight on it, but it wasn't gentle and nothing broke. So, whew, and what I've got is basically Mirage stuff. Now, again, that's not to say they shouldn't break, they wouldn't break or anything, but it does sound like we're not looking at the Bebop and Rocksteady days where it sounded like every time somebody opened one of those, something would just snap. Because I was with you at that time. I wasn't going to order anything NECA when I was hearing that stuff. Mirage I ordered because it's Mirage. NECA figs look fantastic. Unfortunately, the quality doesn't match. Yeah, that's what I'm saying about Last Ronin figures, though. Like, if you are into the Last Ronin, I do think those figures, you would be surprised if you picked them up. You'd be like, whoa, look at that. This one actually feels like a toy. That would be cool. So yeah, give that bad boy a shot. I think if you want to test the waters, find the cheapest thing you can from the Last Ronin line, pick it up, see what happens. There needs to be a battle royale between NECA and McFarlane Toys. What a disaster. So much toy carnage. Oh, that would be rough. I don't even know what I'd do with that. That would be, yeah. I would think here's okay. If we're basing it on durability and the look of the figure, okay, so the look of the figure, NECA wins hands down. No contest, as far as I'm concerned. Your mileage may vary, of course. When it comes to durability, though, McFarlane stuff isn't the most durable, but I do think it trumps NECA, at least from a few years ago. Like I said, I haven't had problems with my stuff the last couple of years. So I'm not going to sit here and say good, bad, whatever, because also, like I say, the plastic still feels a little suspect. And it sounds like some of their other figures have had problems. But I would still take NECA over McFarlane Toys, and the Turtles would beat up all his Batmans. But that's, me being me. Let's see, nothing but broken parts everywhere. Oh, poor McFarlane. Yeah, he and NECA, I don't know. Like, I can't say I don't get any McFarlane anymore. I got to the point where even though his Batmobiles look cool, I'm just not going to buy them. I'm going to wait till somebody else has that DC license. Pristine design, NECA versus camp model human anatomy to save their life, McFarlane. Yeah, if we're going on looks, I think we all know NECA just basically wins without any kind of competition whatsoever. There's not even a pretend throwdown. There's like a NECA a McFarlane Toys Batman shows up, and any NECA figure shows up, and NECA wins. Let's see, can we look? Oh, that's right, Anton. All right, Micronauts. Thank you for reminding me. Let's head out of here. They were on the front page, you said. Let's see what I see. Micronauts, Micronauts and G.I. Joe, Super 7. Gotcha. Okay. Micronauts Reaction Plus Biotron action figure. Now, Reaction Plus, if I'm correct, they're the ones with the kind of the old school G.I. Joe articulation, right? Where they've got like the rubber band going on down here. That is kind of cool. I like the colors. We're looking a little primey here. Oh, we're definitely looking primey here. All right, that was Biotron. And Anton, just tell me. Ugh, sorry about that, guys. Just tell me if you see something you want me to just stop at, or I'll look through these and let me know if you want me to go back and look at anything a little closer. That's kind of just a wicked, that has kind of that 60s vibe going. Baron Karza. I love the tech specs. Did Micronauts have those tech specs? Like, did Transformers actually borrow from Micronauts? Which came first, guys? The Micronauts or the Transformers? I would suggest a stop motion film idea, but not so sure that either would hold together long enough to complete the film. That's true. But here's what we could do. We could have them look directly at the lens, and NECA would win because McFarlane figure would break the lens. I think that's your perfect throwdown. There's a lot of people listening right now going, probably there's a little anger in the listeners. They look beautiful, but I've heard that they're very brittle. It would be nice to display. Always loved Minecraft. Minecraft? Great, googly moogly. Kyrus, the Sauron Beast Kingdom is really good Toypixx. I'm surprised people aren't talking about it. You know what I think it is, Kyrus? I think Beast Kingdom has kind of a bad rap right now. I mean, I don't know that it's unwarranted from what I've heard, but I might check that out too. Micronauts first, 70s. Okay, got it. Thank you, John. I was curious. So were tech specs just a thing that people did and I only saw it on Transformers? No, the Micronauts never had that before. They were just figures, but the comic book gave them such a beautiful backstory. Such a beautiful story. Okay, well, if they never had that, then we're good. Micronauts. The original Baron Karza was so ahead of its time. His limbs were held together by magnets. So cool for mixing and matching parts. Great toy line. How did I not know my Micronauts? That must have been one of those 70s things, like John said. Let's see. Turns out 76. Boy, I wish the Micronauts were done by a better company. The Super 7 reaction are okay, but really overpriced for what you get. Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe somebody else will get the Micronauts license as well, at perhaps a different scale. But we shall see. It always kind of bums me out. I like how licenses are kind of divided up between companies now. I don't like when so many people, like Super 7 is a prime example of this. They have all kinds of licenses that nobody else has. On the other hand, is it because nobody else thinks that the license will be worth what they need to pay to produce figures from it? And Super 7's just more apt to gamble. I don't know. John, I'd love 6-inch Micronauts figs. That would be sweet. That would be sweet. That Baron Karza, he almost has a campy look to him. I mean, I might go for 6-inch Micronauts figures. And I don't know anything about them. Yeah, Macronauts. I like it. We could get some DLX Macronauts. What do you think, Star? KJ, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. You stopped by just in time for me to go. But that's all right. There's plenty of chatting that was going on. We talked about all kinds of things tonight. So hopefully if you have some time, you can check it out on the replay. But there you go, ladies and gents. We're about at 9 o'clock. So I'm calling it. Thanks as always for stopping by and chatting action figures with me. It's always a blast. And hey, until next time, have fun and happy snapping. See ya. I'm going to hit end stream now and twice.